What's up, everybody? It's Connor from Unscripted, back again with another video. In today's video, we are talking about yesterday's crazy day of CDL matches and a little bit of drama that we'll get to at the end. And as always, we are doing things off the script. Before we hop into the video, don't forget to leave a like down below if you enjoy the video. Leave a comment as well with your thoughts on what happened so far in the CDL this weekend. And subscribe to the channel as well if you are enjoying the content and looking for more of it in your subscriber box. I appreciate it all. It means a lot to me, and let's hop right in. So kicking things off, we had the Atlanta FaZe versus London Royal Ravens in a series that in my video yesterday I said, probably we know how that one's going to go. Probably won't be very close and FaZe will take it. I was wrong on that one, no doubt about it. So we kicked things off on Apocalypse Hardpoint, which London took. I don't know why. I'm kind of surprised FaZe doesn't start banning Apocalypse. I think they banned Checkmate. I'm not 100% sure, but I think their veto is Checkmate on Hardpoint. So they play Apocalypse. They fall to London, who London's getting better, man, as we'll see throughout the series. They are quietly becoming a little bit of a, they're getting out of the cellar. It won't take them long to be out of the basement if they keep playing this way. So they take the Apocalypse Hardpoint. They do fall in the Checkmate Search, which I am not surprised to see FaZe playing Checkmate Search more often after the way they looked in their last match. They looked really solid on that map, so not surprising one bit. The way they beat LA Thieves, I mean, they held down the plane very well, so I think we'll see them play Checkmate more. Move over to Garrison Control. Garrison, a pretty good map for the Atlanta FaZe, but they do fall in this one. I know Zaptius, he made a really big play here, and London ended up winning in round 5 of this Checkmate. So that was, why did I say Checkmate? This Control on Garrison. So it was getting a little dicey for FaZe. They still probably should have been the favorites after this because they are a better Hardpoint and Search team, but their Search has not been dependable lately, so they were probably getting a little bit nervous. They did take the Moscow Hardpoint to move on to the Express Search, which we know Express has not been kind to FaZe recently. They are able to clutch up, though, and they are able to take it 6-4 to win the series. Shout out to London, though. They are really looking better. The Zaptius move is paying off. It took a little bit, but that's clearly made them a better team. Him and Paul have that Western chemistry. They're getting there. I mean, I'm happy to see it. I felt really bad for those guys the way this season started for them, so even though they are still in last place, if they keep playing like this, they will climb. They probably won't be able to climb high enough to get in the champs. I don't think they can really get top 8, but it's good to see them, putting at least some quality series together. So here are the stats from this series. Arcides leading the way for FaZe again, and good series for him after he has been getting some critics. That's good to see. Celium played well as well. Abizi actually negative. He was really negative. I think it was the Apocalypse Hardpoint. He was double negative, I think. So rough map for him, but he ended up making it close with the KD of this series. Celium, Simp, both positive. London side of things, only Paul was positive, and it was just barely. So, I mean, you can see they're not going to outslay these top teams. They can, they can win some maps with situational plays, make plays when needed, but their slaying power still is not there, and that will be what probably will hold them back. But I mean, even with that slaying power, they were able to take 2 respawns off Atlanta. So, I mean, that's good stuff for them. They're playing well. It's good to see from them, but they do still fall to the FaZe, who are looking a little bit vulnerable right now. I mean, they really got to pick things up. I think Toronto's definitely the best team right now, and I think it comes down to who's second. And I think FaZe probably still has that title for now, but I think next week's match between them and Optic will really determine who the second best team is in the CDL, depending how Optic looks today, of course, against the Thieves. Speaking of FaZe versus Optic, Arcidi says, "So Codley, you're going to give me my old team and my brother in the same week, no days off?" Because next week he does play. They play Optic on Sunday, and they play Seattle. I don't know which day, but he plays his brother. So emotional game there, and then his old team, because he was with Chicago last year, so an emotional game there. So it's going to be highly emotional for Archie's next week as FaZe looks to secure their winner's bracket spot. So important matches, emotional matches, and we'll see how they go for FaZe. Then we moved along to the Dallas Empire versus LA Guerrillas, and I was talking to Enigma from, I believe, Deserto on Twitter, and he said, not really sure what the map count's going to be, but I think Dallas takes care of business pretty bad. And I said, hold on. With the way LAG's playing in Search, they're one of the best Search teams in the league, and Dallas is playing horrible in Search. All LA has to do maybe is take 1 respawn off of them, and all of a sudden things are getting dicey. So we'll see how it plays out here. Actually, I didn't find many clips, so I just have the final map on here. But basically, Dallas won the Hardpoint, which was expected. LAG come back and win the Express Search, which expected. LAG take the Control, so now it's thinking, okay, this is not good for Dallas because they're probably going to win the Hardpoint, but the last Search, not looking reliable for them right now. They were able to win the Hardpoint. I forget what map it was on, and then they did ultimately take the Raid, Search, and Destroy to win the series 3-2. But like I said, they were probably, with the way their Search has been, they've been a pretty bad Search team. Not even just bad compared to their expectations, just straight up bad. So they were going into the map 5. There was probably a little nerves on their side, but they were able to clutch up. Fellow went big for them. He had the 12-kill search to win the map for Dallas, so they squeaked by with a win, and they improved their record by 1 win in the Stage 3. Here are the stats from that one. I wish I would have brought the standings up. I might actually just go and bring the standings up live on stream here at the end, or live on the video. So here are the stats from this series. Shotzi had a huge series, 17,000 damage. I mean, the most in the lobby by far as an SMG. Highest KD in the lobby too. Really big game for him, which is what they're going to need after they dropped Hook, because you see Illy still 0.82. I don't know why he's getting so many chances, but he is, and he's really not making the most of them. But it looks like he's just going to keep getting chances. Lowest damage in the lobby, lowest KD in the lobby, but they get the win, so I'm sure they're okay with that. On the LIG side of things, pretty consistent, across the board for them. Assault playing really well. He had a really good map. I think it was maybe the first hardpoint or the control. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. He had a good map. His KD was positive. Shout out to him, because he was one of the worst players in the league, I think, through 2 stages. He's really picking things up in Stage 3. He's had some good series. He had a really good series in their first series with Chino. So it's good to see him playing better and sort of climbing out of the bottom tier of players in the CDL. Apathy did struggle. He went 0.93 for the series, but he had a really bad map, double negative, I think. So we'll see how long this roster for them stays together. Good news for them is Silly finally played a little bit better with his SMG. That is good, because he really needs to get adjusted to that role. He is, I guess, he might be the best player on the team. I know when he had an assault rifle, he was the best player on the team after they dropped Vivid, but now with the SMG, if he can get going, it will be beneficial for them, because he is a smart and he's a good player. But, I mean, it was a struggle with him at first with that gun, but he finally had a good series with that, so good for him. And finally, we move over to New York versus Seattle. This is where the drama comes into play. We'll see at the end. So New York actually ended up sweeping this series. They smoked them on the Moscow hardpoint. It wasn't even close. I wish I had the stats for just this map, but I know it was like Gunless was double negative. Looney was almost double negative. Pristini was the only player on Seattle positive, I'm pretty sure. So this was really rough. They got absolutely destroyed. Sorry, the quality on that video is bad. I'm not sure why, but they got smoked to go down 1-0. They lose the search, go down 2-0. They lose the control 3-2, and they fall, and they are swept. And New York improves to 2-1 in their group, so that is good for them in the crazy Group B that will have, they have the tiebreaker over FaZe. So if they can just win out the rest of their matches, which they do include Optic at some point, but if they can win them out, they are guaranteed the #1 seed. So they control their own destiny thanks to that win over FaZe. Good stuff for them. Here are the stats from the series. Look at that. I mean, look at the slang. Mac with a 1.68, Clayster 1.2 almost, Asen 1.23. They were combined, let's see, plus 36, plus 44, plus 31 in this series with New York. I mean, over the course of 3 maps, that's phenomenal, and I think a lot of it was thanks to that hard point. See on the Surge side of things, Gunless, not his series at all, 0.58. Looney with the 0.63. Octane played well. Pristini played okay, Those 2 guys, Gunless when he's at his best is very good, but Octane and Pristini, you could argue they're the most consistent players on Seattle right now as they fall to, I think it's 0-3, or they're winless. We'll see. I'll pull up the standings in a second, but that's how it looks right now. Now here is the drama, the roster, potential roster moves. Sam, Octane, LaRue after the game tweets, that's a honeymoon. Obviously honeymoon referring to the period after teams make a roster change where they seem to play a lot better, their honeymoon phase. So hinting at a roster move, he probably is. His girlfriend here replies with a Fantastic Four gif. Obviously, as you see in the reply there, Fantastic Four is the name of the Challengers team that features Decimate. So if you were, maybe Octane and his girlfriend just know how this COD community likes to run with these sort of rumors and gossip and go from there. But maybe they're being serious. I don't know. Nubsy tweeted something too that was deleted about a moon. But if we're putting the pieces together and they're actually accurate, this will lead us to believe that Decimate, the submachine gun player from the Fantastic Four Challengers team with Methods, Slacked, and Fire, might be being picked up by Seattle. You would have to think it's in place of Looney with the way he's played. I think you can only ride the whole in-game leader title for so long until it doesn't matter if you're a good leader if you just can't get kills. And Looney can't get kills right now. That's just the way it is for him. I don't even know if he is the in-game leader. Sorry, I have something in my eye if you see me blinking so much. Because whenever we have a listen in, it seems like Gunless is the one leading the communications anyway. So if Looney's not really the in-game leader and he's definitely not getting kills, what does he bring to the team? Right now, it's not much. I think Hook would make this team really good, but Decimate, I think pretty much half of the amateur submachine gun players are probably better than Looney right now, at least in terms of upside. They might lower the team's floor a little bit, but at this point they're pretty much at their floor, so they can't get much worse. It will definitely raise their upside though, and surely would raise, the slaying power of their submachine gun duo. So a roster move would greatly benefit them. Here I'm gonna go to just today's matches real quick here, see what they are. Florida versus Paris, Ultra versus Rocker, and Optic versus LA, and I will just do it right on the video right here. If I can type CDL standings. Give it a little bit to load here, and we will just check out the standings. So I don't know why I forgot to bring them up before the video, but here we go. So, you can see it just barely. So Toronto 3-0 in their group. Dallas improved to 2-1. Minnesota and Florida 1-1. LAG 1-2. Then Paris 0-3. On the other side, Chicago in first at 2-0. LA Thieves and FaZe and New York all 2-1. Then London and Seattle at the bottom. So today's Optic versus LA Thieves match will determine who is the 1 seed for now. But as you see, there are 4 teams there. It almost seems like there's a guarantee at this point that there will be a 3-2 team in the losers bracket of the next major, which we did see in the first stage. So that's the way that group looks. Definitely the stronger of the 2 groups right now. On the other side, even though Dallas has not been quite their best lately, they're still in a pretty good spot to get in the winners bracket. I think they might have to play Minnesota yet, and I'm not sure who else though. Toronto, they're looking like they're going to cruise to the winners bracket, or to the number 1 seed in their group. And then we'll see. I mean, today's match with Minnesota could maybe stir that up a little bit, but beyond that, they play Paris. So they're pretty much a guaranteed at least 4-1. That would almost certainly lock them up for the 1 seed. So that's the way the standings fall right now, and we'll be interested to see how it plays out the rest of the stage. So that's going to wrap up the video as well. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like down below. Leave a comment as well, especially with your thoughts on the potential Seattle roster move. Let me know how you feel about that and everything else we talked about in the video. Subscribe to the channel as well if you enjoyed the video and you're looking for more videos like it in your subscriber box. That's going to do it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a good day. Hope you enjoy the Call of Duty matches, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.